What you think, Timmy?
This thing's bad.
Little upgrade, right? The 22 International has that look of wanting to be customized.
Brand new equipment. You gonna chop it all up?
That's what we do, man. See what needs to be improved and get after it. 1960 Jeep Willys. Now the work really starts getting going. Putting all that metal back in place. You know, that's a huge job. But we're just really getting started.
Looks better already, huh?
We still don't have an engine for it.
I'm trying to find a late model Hellcat motor.
Oh, Lord, look at this thing, man.
I'm Bill Carlton. I built my first truck when I was 16. And ever since, me and my guys have been out here creating with our hands. Building the biggest, lowest, baddest custom trucks and cars in the game. People don't come here for what they need. They come here for what they want. This is Texas Metal.
Let's see what happens here. Man, it always makes for a good day. Just take a break from the shop, come out and check out the new slab. Relieve a little frustration. Doing donuts is going to be short-lived. This is soon to become the Extensive Metalworks' new headquarters with a lot more space. Extensive started in one small little 30 by 40 shop. For the past 25 years, we've just been building and building and building, and we're busting at the seams right now. There's nowhere else to build. Here we are, brand new property, about to build an even bigger facility, 8.5 acres, starting out with 30,000 square feet, and we'll see where it goes from there. We have plenty of space to keep going, keep progressing. I never would have dreamed this, so I can't say a dream come true, but this is the next phase in Extensive Metalworks evolution. We have a whole lot left to do before the new shop is finished and we can move in. But some things can't wait, like the record. It seems like we just bought it, so I'm gonna run over to RPM, see my buddy Ryan.
What's happening, man? What's up, Bill?
See what he's got on the lot, get that new record going. Man, you know the 5500 you built me is a badass truck, but I got a little problem with it.
What's that?
You know, our builds always get bigger and better. You know, they've been getting heavier too. So I'm just feeling like I need a little bit bigger truck. I'm just overloading the one we got right now. I think it's time for, you know, a trade up.
Cool, let's go find another project.
Let's go check it out. And you got all kind of stuff out here.
We just sold him a new truck a year ago. What about something like this here?
Man, it's a big old truck.
You know, with Bill, whatever he has is going to get bigger, bigger, and bigger.
75 ton?
100 ton.
100, huh?
And go bigger.
Man, this is what I'm talking about right here. This size truck, I won't ever have a worry about anything again. But the International, man, I like that. Let's check that one out.
That's the one you need, come on.
Good looking truck, man. Love it. I love the pewter. You know, I'm usually a black truck guy, but pewter looks good. You know, just looking at the International, the other trucks are just a little more industrial. The International just has that look of just wanting to be customized.
26,000-pound GVW so you can haul the weight that you need to haul.
Yeah, that's what I don't want to worry about.
No swinging and banging.
Man, I love the wheelbase of this. You know, the air suspension on the back so we can get even lower, huh?
Yes, sir.
That's a must. I'm seeing a lot of potential here. Maybe split the bumper, maybe give it a little bit more length. Once you get the bed on, you get the toolboxes on, we can build a running board that comes from the front fender all the way back to the back, you know, right into the boxes itself and really finish all that out.
Brand new equipment. You're going to chop it all up?
Yeah.
Just like you do with everything.
That's what we do, man. See what needs to be improved and get after it. So once you do what you do, I'll get it over to my shop and do what I do.
Oh, yeah.
That's it. Let's do this one.
Bill's going to do his own custom stuff once we're done, so we need to hurry up and get in action and take care of our side. Our cabin chassis that we're using has a long extended frame. We're going to need to whack that off at the back so we can have our pivot point. So we're going to cut the frame off at the right length that we need.
Now we're ready for the bed, and next step is going to be set the bed on the frame. Okay, coming down.
We're using a steel bed, 12,000-pound deck, 102 wide, thing that Bill puts on it. Get that welded on, bolted down, get that mounted up, and we'll move to the next step, which will be toolboxes.
Okay, push. This is the toolbox that we're going to install. We call it monster toolbox because it's the biggest one. It's a 78 by 20. Alright. This is huge. Go in some more. Slowly. Right there. We use silicone to seal the holes. That way the water doesn't go into the toolbox. Alright.
Bill took care of me so good on my dad's truck. We're gonna give it that little extra pizzazz. Sneak it off to the paint booth. Add this color and blend it on down here on the side rail. Give it that little extra customization.
We just got the truck back from the paint. It's ready to go, so now we're gonna put the pylon, which they painted too. We're gonna do the light bar after that, and then keep on with the winch cable and tow some trucks.
You know, it's real cool to build a rolling business card. This wrecker is going to be one of Extensive's shop trucks. You know, something that we use on a daily basis that gets the job done, but it's got to look real cool while we're doing it. You don't want to be riding around a regular old wrecker, you know, that everybody else has. When somebody sees our truck go by, I want not only the wrecker community, but everybody to go, damn, that's a cool truck. Oh yeah, it just happened to be a wrecker too. What you think, Timmy?
This thing's bad. Really nice.
Little upgrade, right?
First thing I noticed, though, it's got 22.5, so we should be
Right.
able to haul whatever we want.
No more problems.
Is the deck longer on this one, too?
Way bigger, man. I mean, everything about it's just huge. Oh, RPM did real good on it, man. But it needs a little bit more upgrading. I want to build something that is not only a cool record, but I want it to be a cool truck.
Well, I already know you got something planned for here.
I mean, definitely got to build some running boards, you know, from the bottom of the cab all the way down where the lower step's at. From the front wheel to the rear wheels. Fenders over the wheels, you know, get rid of the mud flaps and all that.
That's
Make
going
it
to look super
smooth.
clean.
Yeah, real cool. And, you know, the front bumper, too, you know, it looks too puny on here. So cut it, split it, stretch it. So it's the same height as the running boards all the way around. Gives it that meaner look from the front. Color match it and add a bunch of lights. It's going to look cool. You know, one other thing is replacing this pylon. Man, it looks cool. They did a great job, but I think it'd be way cooler with one big toolbox back here and with the light bar sitting on top. Something that really clean it up back here. And
Especially down here in Texas, we need something to keep everything out of the weather. Well, the next question is, where are you going to work on this thing? It's too long for the bays. We can't shut the doors.
yeah, gotta get it in where you fit it in, right?
Awning it is.
Yeah. Let's do it. All right, Jaime. Man, this is going to be the quickest teardown I think we've ever done, man.
I hope so.
Yeah. We're going to make a new toolbox.
Okay.
So we need to take off the pylon. All right, set this down. For now, we're going to leave the steps on until we draw out how the running boards are going to look. Shoot, the only thing else is the front bumper. That's it.
Okay, Bill was absolutely right. That was definitely the fastest teardown I've ever done.
We're in the process of figuring out how we're going to do the running boards for a factory truck. You know, the guy getting in and out of the truck every day, it works. But it just doesn't look cool. It don't look custom. We're going to fill in all this void in between the toolboxes and the fender, you know, pretty much from wheel to wheel. I want to have a nice, clean running board that's going to hide all this and have one long step. So it's going to look cool and be functional. It's going to be fun. You know, we're at one of the very beginnings of the process. You know, first you got the idea. Second, we're going to transfer the idea over to the chipboard. I'm going to make a pattern. Go check and see if it fits.
Do it, man.
But in the process of doing this, you're thinking in your head, hey, how can I make it cooler? How can I make it better? This is going to dead end right into the box. You need to make that a little longer.
That looks pretty good.
I got a little piece of scrap just so we can start bending and just make sure we don't bend ourselves into the corner. You know, I've bent pieces before and then it won't fit into the brake. So I'm just bending this at the shape we're going to bend in a big sheet. That way we don't waste a big sheet of metal. That won't work.
Yeah, that'll be the last bend too. We'll make it. Good morning.
What?
Yeah, man, I finally cut it.
Who are you?
It's been a while since I cut it. It's been a little over 3 years, so
Dude.
feels so much different. It's not all my face when I ride, but you know, it's still taking getting used to. I keep on rubbing my face and my beard's not there. It's
Yeah.
kind of crazy.
Well, it's good to have old Jaime back.
Right on.
You know, for me, a big key to metal fabrication is making it look like it came from the factory like this. We're bending the running boards on the 22 International. We're going to make it match the overall shape and flow of the factory truck.
Come on down.
Ready?
Yeah, try that.
You know, it's really critical in bending anything like this with multiple bends to make sure every bend is in the right spot. If you mess up on the first one, all the other ones are going to be out of whack and crooked. It's going to be, we definitely don't want that.
We're at this bend, right?
Yeah. I don't love bending metal. Just satisfying, you know what I mean? There we go. Shit, man.
Looks good.
Yeah,
Definitely
well,
change the look of that thing.
there's one way to find out. Push it in a little bit. All right. It's pretty close. And now you can kind of see where all the bends actually fit on the truck itself. One clean look all the way from front wheel all the way to the back. Damn, that's pretty badass.
Man, you ought to see out there what Bob did that Jeep. He cut the whole thing in half this way. He cut it that way. So the Jeep's now in 4 pieces.
Oh, man.
What y'all talking about?
I was just explaining to Max how Bob just walked right up to that Jeep, just looked at it, and just cut it straight in half.
Man, you'd be heartbroken. I brought in Bob for one of our biggest metal jobs in a while. The owner of a pristine Willys Jeep wants to give it that mean bulldog look. So Bob quartered it, making it wider and longer. We got it all braced up. Now the work really starts getting going.
It looks totally different.
Mm-hmm. Cutting the cab up into 4 pieces, you know, it's just a start. You know, putting all that metal back in place, you know, that's a huge job. From that to building the frame, chopping the front end up, widening it, building a full bed, painting. After all that's done, huge interior job. And we still don't have an engine for it.
What motor are you going with on that one?
Oh man, you gotta have the Hellcat in, right?
You did decide with Hellcat.
Yeah. This truck came with an old straight 6, but that definitely won't cut it. The Hellcat's a 6.2 with over 700 horsepower stock. Way too much power for it, right? So that's just right. It's pretty much a race engine, not something you normally put in a truck. I know
it's next to impossible to find a new one, right? Supply chain crap is all out of whack.
You know, we're a year out on those.
So, let's go. The next best thing is trying to find a pull out of something, late model, very low mileage, clean engine.
So I got a few feelers out, and the ones I've found so far are either, they've been in a high-speed wreck, so the whole front's mangled. The Hellcat on it, so we got to have an actual real Hellcat.
Yeah, I want the real deal.
Got to have it. Hopefully, shouldn't be too much longer. We'll have something to fit in there.
Yeah, we're going to need something pretty quick, man, so pedal to the metal.
Yeah.
You ready?
Y'all have fun.
All right.
Today I'm running around town trying to locate a Hellcat motor for this Jeep Willys. Houston has so many incredible little places for parts, but you got to know where to look. Hola, Jefe!
Hey, how you doing, brother?
What's up, my man? So I'm here at Tex-Mex today. It's a junkyard, so they have all kinds of stuff. And what some people think is junk is big money to this guy. Man, you got all kinds of motors over here.
We sure do.
You keep all kinds of good stuff, don't you?
Yes, sir.
Some of these motors just look like complete junk. They've been on fire, they're wrecked. That's a new, LT motor?
Yes, sir.
Got a little hot, huh?
Yes, a little bit.
But a lot of stuff you can just pull off, replace, and it's still fully usable.
2006 5.3 out of Chevy pickup 4x4.
That's a good motor. That's on the hot rod motors. Everybody's
Yes, it
wanting the LSs. This one's not going to be here long.
Yeah, somebody already have put down.
That one's already sold?
Yes, sir.
That happens. Ooh, big Cummins diesel.
Yes, sir. 5.9 diesel motor. All 5-dash pickup.
Everybody wants one. Yeah. Man, there's a lot of good stuff here that we could use, but I'm really on the hunt for that Hellcat. So if you find one low mileage, brand new in the box, any one of those, give me a shout. We'll come over, I'll grab it, and we'll get it in this project.
Back at the shop, we're getting busy on the metal work for the Jeep. By stretching it out, we gained in between 6 and 8 inches on the body. Now Bob's going to make it all seamless.
Okay, right now I'm trimming this piece into here. That'll be the start of this. You notice these are rounded on the ends and this is squared off. We're going to round these. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to split it right here. And then we're going to actually hand hammer it all around. Okay, we got it all hammered out. What we did here is we made the ends round, and then it'll have a nice finished edge, just like the rest of the doors do. Okay, now we got this welded in. We got the lines here rounded off, bodywork, it'll look perfect. We made an extra long piece. We're going to use about half of it to match the contour of the cab. See how it mates up to it really nicely? But to do that, we're going to have a problem because they don't really have a roller for doing this. So we're going to make some special tooling. It should be pretty cool. Okay, let's look in the junkyard.
Since I opened Extensive over 2 decades ago, I hate throwing stuff away.
Probably even use a coil, but I don't want to ruin something they might use.
As a lifelong fabricator, you just never know when you can use something. So I'm definitely not surprised Bob using old parts to make a new tool for that 60s Jeep.
This is too big, huh?
No, that's perfect. We need 3 of them. We're going to use these old U-bolts here we found in the boneyard to build our tooling to bend this. What we're going to do is we're going to weld 3 of them together, and then we're going to use a rubber mallet, and that'll give us our curve. That's why it's a good idea to never throw anything away.
So I'm new here at the shop, and having an opportunity to work with a guy like Bob Grant is just amazing.
That looks pretty good. Like that.
Okay.
We're gonna weld them in like this.
So they don't teach you this kind of stuff in school, so it's really cool to learn how to do it. It takes a lot of experience and years of work to really figure it out. So I'm having a pleasure learning it. As you can see, our tool came out pretty good. Lines up perfectly with our bend. So now it's time to put it to use.
This is a hard piece to form because there's 3 rolls we gotta do here. The edge is a little bit wavy, so I got this hammer. We're gonna fine tune it. pretty good though for some old U-bolts. Okay, we got it pretty good now. Matches our pattern. Might be a little bit long on the sides here, but we'll check it out and see how it looks. The ribs here match these. What I'll do is I'll cut this out and butt weld it all. That'll finish the body line around the back and match the cab perfectly. So we got our new piece in here. That new tool really helped us out. Matches the ribs perfectly. We'll install the other side and get it all ground up. We got this corner all ground down, all the body lines match up. Next, we're gonna build some filler panels for these. Cut out our pieces and pre-fit them. And then we'll start tack welding them in there. Okay, so we got this all cut out. But when we were cutting it, I noticed there's like a good ½ inch of lead right here. So evidently this thing got hit pretty bad at one point. I'm gonna cut out that area. I'll re-roll another cap piece. We noticed it kind of hit the inner structure a little bit too. Well, you can kind of see all the damage here. So this whole corner is built out of lead. That's not even a real corner. Looks like I could maybe get rid of some of it just by digging it out. Maybe hammer it a little better. This piece I'll have to replace though. All lead right there. So my next step is to remake this little flange here and roll this little piece. So this is how they should have fixed it the first time. So back in the day they used lead to repair a lot of damage on cars, and they'd put it on with wooden paddles. They'd heat it all up and put it on, and they'd use it just necessarily the right way to do it. A lot of people like using it, but I don't. It's really poisonous. It stays in your system. Actually looks pretty good. High octane, unleaded. It gets pretty exciting seeing all the pieces go back in. It's starting to look like an actual vehicle. Yeah, it'll be all ready to go, just like factory.
I'm on the hunt for something, man, and I'm hoping you're gonna be the guy that's gonna help me out.
A lot of guys only look for parts on the internet, and I do too.
I'm trying to find a late model Hellcat motor.
All right, let me get his number from you. But I found as much success going old school. You know, picking up the phone, calling everybody I can think of.
75,000 miles, and it's been run to the track. Yeah, and that's not really what I'm hunting for, man. I appreciate it, though.
The customers, they don't care if the parts are hard to find. They just want what they want, and they want it yesterday.
One was on fire. I definitely don't need that one.
These Hellcat motors are race engines. A lot of times they end up destroyed, being driven too hard or crashed.
Oh no, no paperwork? Yeah, let me look into this and I'll get back with you.
It doesn't have paperwork, but it's still got a chunk of frame around it, so I don't know that
that sounds stolen just a little bit, right?
Well, on to the next one. We're trying.
We're almost finished with those custom steps on the 22 International. So Jamie's out there putting the final pieces onto the design. We got a little filler piece in between the running board and the box, Jamie. So all we want to do is, you know, we got this step hanging out. So let's just cut the little end of it off, give it a little nice little gradual step into the filler.
Yeah, that's definitely what it needs. We could have just capped this and been done with it, but we took the extra step, you know, a lot of cutting, some bending, folding, to go ahead and add this cap to tie in, and then we're going to add this piece to tie into that. You know, it's all the things you really don't see that takes the time, you know, but when it's all together, it looks like it's supposed to. You know, I could have just left the box alone and not added this piece, but I'm going to see this truck every day, and it's going to ring over and over in my head. I could have done that. I should have did my other piece right here. Getting a little freedom to do kind of what I want to. You know, I'm really happy with it. Phil's definitely got the confidence in me to take care of this by myself. There we go. Bill's gonna love it. I'm gonna be able to look at that and be proud of it. Birds are chirping, dogs are barking, metal's flying. Fix and weld some stuff.
The 22 International is going to be our new record that'll represent the shop. So of course it needs to fit the part. So I'm thinking a meaner bumper that'll give it the right look.
So with everything that we're customizing on the truck, you know, this bumper right here really stands out. It's too short, so what I'm gonna do is go ahead and splice it, add my 6 inches in between, give it that nice aggressive look from the front so it matches the rest of the truck. I'm gonna do this in 3 pieces. My middle section first, stick this in the roller, just give it a little shape. Now you can see it's got a little curve to it. That's gonna be way too pitched forward. The bumper be touching the wheels, probably even pitched down. Edge a little bit right here, sand it back just a little bit more till I'm happy, so I can get that perfect pitch where it's flat instead of just tucking down. Oh, you see me running my hand across it like this. Basically, I'm seeing if my fingernail grabs it. If my fingernail grabs it, I know it's too high. If it's just a smooth transition on my fingernail, I know that's right where I need to be. Then we'll go ahead and start on the sides. Gonna roll out. That's tricky here. You know, it's not like the middle piece. I have a radius going this way, so I need to trim this piece off because I don't want to be in short on this end. I still want the same distance so the bumper's even all the way down. The bumper's forming up real quick. I like the shape. Go ahead and start tacking in, walk it all the way down. Once I get this side, duplicate it, do the other side, trim it. Next, we're gonna be adding this piece. Now this is my center mark right here. So I'm gonna go ahead and measure between these holes, find my center, bang, bang, boom, we're gonna tack it. I'm going back and forth, because I don't want any of these ends, you know, they're loose, you know. I'm clear right there, I'm not over, I'm not under. I'm making sure I'm consistently even all the way across. Once I get it all tacked in, then I can come back and start filling in between my tacks. Now you can see, I got the bumper stretched now. There's a lot of work, but final product, man, this thing's sharp. It's gonna look good on that truck.
Max is great at what he does. You give him something to do, consider it done. And would you know, he found the Hellcat for the 60s Willys Jeep.
I got a buzz online that Buddy Lynn, who's like a local car collector, he's got one. So I'm over here now to see if we can make a deal and get this thing.
Man, finally got you out of here.
Yeah, how are you?
Man,
You got a couple cars out today, don't you?
pick your poison. What you thinking?
Wow! I've always heard Lynn was a little bit of a car collector, but I didn't know that it was to this extent. You got a little bit of
We
everything.
got my baby right here, the Demon, baby. We did a lot of modifications to it.
Awesome.
You know, top end, bottom end pulleys. You know,
She's full go fast.
She full go fast.
This guy's got Jeeps on tracks. He's got a side-by-side rat rods.
Then your boy over here did this as well, Justin.
Real nice. I think he's got a little bit of everything. Is that a big wheel trike?
She did that for my wife for Mother's Day, man. You know, one of a kind.
She got good taste.
She's happy, I'm happy.
That's all that
I get
matters.
to buy what I want to buy as long as she gets it.
You're
So,
right. Speaking of buying, you got a motor I'm looking for.
We got a little something over here for you. You've been waiting on, man. I
Come
heard.
check it out.
We got it. Let's roll. Being in the car game, you know, you come across everything and everybody that wants to buy certain things. And I happen to have a 2019 Red Eye Motor and Trans. Yeah, there she is, the golden girl.
That.
What you been wanting, baby?
That's exactly what I've been hunting for.
She ain't missing nothing, baby. Wild Hornets, the old Capone HP2. She has a little cam work pulley system.
Oh, yeah.
Top end of it's done. You know, whole
She's
9
definitely
yards.
red eye.
There we go, baby. That's her.
Just putting down, what, 11?
1175. Like I said, by the time you get done with it, 1200. You know how that
It's
goes.
got a whole bunch of oomph in it.
Oh,
Whole bunch.
oh.
How many miles do you think's on it?
Give or take 25, 35.
Perfect.
Right up in there. Now my question is, what is this going in?
It's going in a 1960 Jeep Willys.
Wow. Wow. That little bit of Jeep truck for this, that Willie's gonna do a Willie. I would love to see that though.
I appreciate you holding on to it, because I know if I didn't show up and get it,
Somebody was on the way.
I
You told me
guarantee
to be
it.
here in 20 minutes. If you ain't come, I promise you they was coming through that gate.
Well, let's get it loaded up, man. I'll get out your hair.
It's all love, baby.
I appreciate you, man. All right. That is exactly what we were looking for. This one showed up that just weren't up to what we were looking for because either it was in a wreck or, you know, it's just been beat to death because it's a race car motor. But luckily, this one looks really well taken care of, and that's a little bit less pressure on this build now that we found the heartbeat.
We got one more piece to fill in the 60s wheelies. It's also the biggest piece, that roof. Wouldn't you know, our old parts coming in use again.
Does that look like a top to 59 Caddy to you?
Yeah, it sure does, doesn't it?
Yeah, that's the one Bill said we could use. Soft Slim Tug's car.
Cool, let's do it.
We left a little bit extra on the side just in case, because it's better to have it a little bit too long, that way you can trim it to fit. So let's see if it comes off here. Alrighty.
We're gonna take the roof skin over here, put it up top. So it looks like we're gonna cut it about 10 inches. Just a little bit better way to do it, because you're not welding so much in the middle of the skin, because it always wants to sag. And under there with the dolly, and it just takes forever. It's doable, but it's kind of a waste of time. Looks better already, huh? I know this looks crazy and bad right now, but once we get it all cut out and trimmed up, it's gonna look perfect. See how it fits perfect. That's just the way it goes, huh? Man, this turned out good. It looks all in proportion. It's lengthened, it's widened. I mean, it's everything they asked me to do. This thing's gonna be really, really cool when it's all finished.
Killed it on the metalwork on the 60s Jeep. Juan and the body guys, they got after it as well. And now the Jeep body looked like it rolled off the Willys assembly line back in 1960.
Well done.
Man, I love it, man. I love seeing it in this state compared to what it was a couple weeks back. Chopped up in many, many pieces. You guys killed it, man. Seeing the cab in this state just gets everybody excited in the shop and gets those creative juices flowing. So much work has been done to this already. We got many, many, many man hours, but we're just really getting started. Oh yeah. Just getting the front end where it needs to be. That's a whole nother project in itself. We're gonna build the whole frame, build all the suspension, then put the engine, then put the trans, then build the firewall, building the whole handmade bed for it. This is such a daunting project. We got a long way to go, man.
Oh, yeah. All right, man. It's all yours.
You know, if you're not from Houston, you may not know it can get really cold in the winter. And today, it's going to be freezing. So we're trying to make room to fit that big old International inside, where we can make the custom toolboxes. You know, the power line that was on it, it was cool. It's good looking for most wreckers, but in this case, you know, I want something a little more little box. One of the major challenges in this is getting the look right, because you can just build a box, put it on, and just totally ruin the look of the truck. I got a piece of aluminum square tubing soapstone on it, and I'm just going to trace around the cab so it goes along with the rest of the truck.
The soapstone lines are good, but a lot of times they're real hard to see once you got a saw right on it. So I'm just gonna lay me down some fine line tape right on the line so you get a better visual of where you're cutting. A little bit of dish soap helps the aluminum from sticking to the blade, clogging it up. Helps lubricate it, keeps it from sticking.
electric cutting saws. Be available soon on the web store. Now we got the first piece all cut out. And we gotta get another full sheet and lay it across the back. Now we need the magic stick. And we're gonna do the same thing. We're gonna trace this edge off the cab, but off of this to get that back piece the same shape as this. The reason for that is the back one's gonna be an angle, so it's not gonna be exactly the same as this. It's gonna be a little taller.
You got it so it lines up?
I hope so.
Good shape though, it fits the cab really good. And we're making some headway right now. We got the back part of the wall in, and we're starting to build from the back wall out. So it's a lot easier to do that other than building a box and then putting shelving in. So put the shelves in, and then we'll just keep on building from there all the way out. Just doing the quick layout of the door spacing right there. And we're about to cut out the door opening, so we want to make that 100% right and true. We get one shot at it, unless you want to buy some more metal. 8-inch aluminum isn't very cheap.
Made me a template with some chipboard of that wraparound that comes from the top down to the side. Majority of our lines are straight, so what I'm gonna do is cut most of it I can with the straight edge, and then all the curves I'll go back with a jigsaw. That fits really, really well. Take this off and I guess put it on the floor over there. It's a little heavy. Start building these doors. We got all the door frames welded in place, sanded, smooth. All I need is this measurement here. So our door is going to be about 21.5 inches. We got to overcut it about 3/4 of an inch on each side and top and bottom. That way we can cut the corners out, break each side, and it'll give us a partial box. Makes the door stronger, it won't flex as much, and you know it'll tuck inside this frame that we built here. Now all we need is a little handle right here to lock it, keep it from opening up while you're driving. Kind of hard to believe this all started off on just flat sheets of aluminum.
There's an old saying, time to lean, time to clean. I'm never not working. Best way to prove that you're a hard worker to everybody is to pick up a broom and start sweeping when nobody even asked you to. I feel like a lot of cats my age think that they're going to start running a company at the age of 23, which not always is the case. You know, you have to start somewhere and work your way up. You got to do the grunt work and you got to earn it. It all boils down to work ethic. And you get more opportunity to move up. My love of cars started when I was maybe in middle school. My father had a really nice looking truck that he bought one time, and since that day I've always kind of wanted something custom of my own. It's nice to have something that not everybody else has, but something that at the same time says a little bit of something about you. So I decided to go to a trade school, and that's what really kick-started everything for me. Extensive stood out to me just because of the crazy amount of detail that goes into all these cars. I knew I wanted to be a part of that. I'm learning more and more every day, and this is going to bring me right where I need to be.
Parts we made for the 22 International were coming together. John finished the toolbox. We had it all color matched, and it looks great. And to top it all off, we're adding over 100 LED lights.
You know, Bill wanted a ridiculous amount of lights on this truck, and exactly what we're doing. When you think you got enough lights on it, put about 100 more.
So this is the most wiring I've ever put in the vehicle. I know we have a couple thousand feet of wire in this thing, and all of those right here.
We spent a ton of time on this record so far, and I've been wanting to show off what we did. Or show, well, I told him, man, I got you. I'll pick up Blue Thunder on our brand new record, and we'll all go together.
Look who's showing up already. Look at this thing, man! Look at that bumper! Those lights, man!
Whoa, look at those toolboxes!
charges.
That's not the same truck that we just built.
It don't look like it anymore, right? You guys are phenomenal at doing what you're doing, but, just had to take it to the extensive level,
We make sure that it works good, you make sure it looks good.
You never really know how someone's going to take it when you take their work and work on it from there. But, these guys really appreciate what we do.
Look at this, man. Oh.
To have someone like Ryan admire the work that you do, that's a high honor.
Man, look at that. All the lights on the motors and everything, it looks really great.
One of the first things I wanted to do is fill in that big void where the batteries were, the gas tank. You already have the toolboxes in the right spot. Tenuous box pretty much from the front wheel all the way back to the back. And of course we had to split the bumper and make it lower too. So it just looks a lot meaner when it's coming down the road at you.
It's beautiful with the stretch and the molding in there and color match.
I wanted to get rid of all the chrome and just make it all look the same all the way front, all the way to the back.
Man, it looks wonderful. We built a lot of records, like a lot, but nothing like this one. This one is like gorgeous.
Oh, what you doing with my pylon, man?
Had to change up a little bit. Hey, it was cool. But I was envisioning something just to totally cover up the back of the cab. I'd like a little more extra storage. So, we built the toolbox to match, the body itself.
You built that by hand?
That's all handmade in the shop, man. Every bit of it.
I think I need to order like 12 of them from you, man.
We can make that happen.
That toolbox setup really flowed together, and for functionality, it's really, really perfect for the truck.
Once that was all built, we just had to finish it back up, put the light bar back on the top, so it's a legit tow truck now. Speaking of, you ready to get Blue Thunder loaded up?
Hell yeah, let's do it.
Everybody at the shop kills it. I mean, working late, but a team comes together, cool stuff comes about. Well, I'm ready to get to the show off the new record, show off Blue Thunder, show the world once again what we're capable of. What is the strongest chassis around that's been, tried and true? This buggy's really been keeping me up at night. We built a bunch of frames here at Extensive, but never an all-tube chassis before. You get a little nervous of how big of a project something like this is. One of my favorite vehicles just rolled into lot, the Hummer H1.
We need help getting a cage built.
They're going to use this as their chase truck, and they want it really safe.
We want to do one more thing. Oh, man.
I told you I had something for you.
That's crazy.
I'm Bill Carlton. I built my first truck when I was 16. And ever since, me and my guys have been out here creating with our hands. Building the biggest, lowest, baddest custom trucks and cars in the game. People don't come here for what they need. They come here for what they want. This is Texas Metal.
Off-road buggy. I want something that's going to go anywhere, do anything, and not have any issues. That's what brings me out here today. What stronger chassis is out there than a monster truck? A friend of mine, Dylan, told me I could come out today and just drive his around and get a feel for it. See what this chassis, this suspension's all about. Trucks, what can I say? There's not a better truck on the planet. A day like this is a dream come true. From a little kid going in the arenas, seeing the monster trucks jump, run around, just go crazy. I mean, today is an awesome day. To finally get to do that in person while doing some research, good day.
Well,
man,
what do you think?
Man, I appreciate that, man. That's every guy's dream to get to do that.
No problem. It's a big tumble buggy, really,
The one thing I'm really interested in is the chassis design itself. I've had a bunch of toys over the years, and side by sides, and right out the box you take them out and they fail 50% of the time.
Yeah.
I want to build a tube chassis buggy with a lot of horsepower, big wheels and tires, and I want to be able to take it wherever I want to take it and not have issues. So I was thinking, what is the strongest chassis around that's been, tried and true? And you got it right.
Yeah.
Obviously, there's not any.
Yeah, we put them through its paces, like we jump 20, 30 feet every weekend, There's really no weak point on the chassis.
Right. I know you guys designed this on a computer.
This one was designed in a program called SolidWorks. You can literally build the chassis, manipulate it, and not only that, you can strength test it and everything like that. So that's really the cool part is you can test like the weaknesses and, if you got to add a bar or something like that, you can literally take that and then extract the files. And then if you want to send it to a guy that cuts it, they can perfectly tube notch every tubing. So it'd be like a big puzzle piece, you just put it together.
I can definitely do that.
I feel like that's what you need.
For sure.
There you go. And then you'd be doing backflips and everything else like me.
I don't know about that.
Come on now.
Thank you.
Ain't no problem. Thanks for coming out.
Talk to you soon.
Yes, sir. See you later.
I'm known for hand-making chassis, and I'm proud of it. But man, after driving this thing, I'm ready to give the new computer age a shot. Maybe just this one time. Favorite vehicle is just rolled into lot. The Hummer H1, iconic, just military, tough truck. I'm gonna go outside and see what's going on with it. What's up, fellas?
Hey, Bill, how's it going?
What's happening, man?
Good.
Come on, Mafia guys, huh?
Yeah, you got
the
it.
Hummer guys?
Absolutely, that's what we do. Guys.
Man, I love these H1s, man. Every American needs one of these, right?
Yeah. Absolutely. They're like nothing else. This started as a 2001 Hummer H1 wagon, so the full top civilian.
Oh, it had.
Yep. We've stripped the wagon roof off, full interior AC seats, rear, all that stuff, and we're down 2,200 pounds, so 6,200 pounds right now.
The Mod Mafia guys, they got a cool custom shop as far as just H1 enthusiasts. They sell their parts and pieces all over the world. They are very, very well known with a great reputation. You guys are the H1 guys. What do you need from me?
We need help getting a cage built, roll cage. Metalwork, that's what y'all do. We're going to be using this as a trail truck our time back too. We want to make it rad, make it safe, and safety and roll cages is not quite in our wheelhouse. We need your help to do that.
Yeah, you're not taking this on some crazy trails. You flip this sucker over, you're going to die, right?
Yeah, it'd be real bad with what it's got sitting there right now.
Definitely. So, trail truck, you're not going to make it pretty shiny.
No, we got other trucks for that. This one is meant to go see some pain. It's meant to be beat up and scratched. So it's meant to be like this, but we're wanting you to put some design in it and kind of zazz it up because that's what's going to be the showcase of this truck.
Absolutely.
It's not going to be the restoration of it.
And just a cage for
the front
or all the way back to the back?
The front. I think it's important just to kind of put some of the cage where it's protecting the body so we don't just absolutely crush it in.
Something out here in case you do rub against a tree or...
This is aluminum.
Yeah.
It's very malleable. It's going to crush.
Right. So coming around, coming down, tying into here, bolt to the body, tying into the frame, but you also want it to protect the side as well.
The rear fender. Yep.
This is going to be real cool.
We want to do one more thing.
What's that?
We want to have a mount on the top for a machine gun.
Oh, most definitely.
Not as this only going to be a trail truck, we're going to go have some fun in it too.
Man, that makes my day.
What's going to be cooler than an extensive roll cage, a trail truck mount on top? I can't think of anything.
So, you're wanting the cage to protect the two drivers, come all the way back to the back, protect the out part of the body, and to be able to shoot from the top also.
Oh, yeah.
And I get to shoot it, right?
Oh, yeah. You're going to get to shoot it. Yeah, of course.
Well, man, let's go make it official.
Cool. All right. Yeah, let's do it.
I love coming to work every day. It's always something different. One day we're bolting on chrome, polishing paint. Next day we get to work on something rough and rugged, just like this H1. That's what I like about projects like this. You just get in, get to work,
build some cool stuff, and go have fun with it. It doesn't matter about fit and finish or your color. It matters how tough, how just mean it looks, and the whole overall flow of the project with a whole lot of safety built in. You know, this truck's going to be going where most trucks will never, ever go. And when it comes time to that day that this truck might be upside down on its roof, you got to make sure it's going to be safe. Man, I love projects like this that you don't have to worry about how gentle you shut a door. You don't have to worry about where you park. There's no stress. It's a stress reliever.
Why do we have a camo Hummer in the parking lot? Do you sell your side-by-side?
I'd really like to have one of these, but that's not what we're talking about today. But you know, the Mod Mafia guys, this is theirs. You know, they go to competitions all over the country, you know, going through ravines, trails, whatever it is. They're going to use this as their chase truck, and they want it really safe. So there's not going to be a roof or anything on it. So we're going to build a custom cage to cover all this.
So I understand why they want a little bit of safety, man. Them guys go through some crazy stuff. They do some big terrains. They really push them Hummers. So you're building just another cage from here to here, and just going all the way.
You know, we don't want it to go all the way back and down. He wants it more of a two-seater style cage, and then come down and, you know, something that's going to protect the sides. The thing we got to really get creative with is attaching it to the frame itself. On the H1, the frame's inboard, so this is the frame rails right here. So there's not much at all as far as strength on the outer points of this. So if it does flip over, just that, you know, connecting to the outer points ain't really going to do it.
You want it to look cool, like it's meant for this vehicle, but we want it to be super strong.
That's it. And we got a little bonus on this. We're going to put a swivel gun mount up here.
Like a real mount a gun up there and go fire?
Yeah. So I told him, man, I don't have a problem doing that for you. It's going to be real, real cool.
All right, well, let me find out what bay we can put it in. We can get started on that. Let's get going.
Let's do it, man. Before we can design the roll cage, we need a much stronger foundation to build upon. So I'm having Tim bend some new pans to cover the body of the top of the truck.
Right now, this is just aluminum. There's really no strength. This whole thing just moves. So we're making a whole cover for this. I will make a template out of this chipboard that's going to cover all this. We're basically going to make a plate break down the sides and also come and break this way and in the front. So next we're going to bend this chipboard on the brake. I know it looks a little crazy, but what it's going to do, it's going to put me a crease all the way down it that I know where this needs to bend, where the ends need to bend. I can place it over the top of the truck. When this fits perfect, I'll give it to Jesse and he can burn me two of them out. You know, this is one of the reasons that I like doing the template first is I can come in and make some little adjustments here, like on this corner, how the tailgate indents in right here. I know I need to cut this out, but it's easier to do it on this template, and then when he burns it out over there, I can put everything up here. It's 100%.
Some of my favorite builds have been just like this 2001 H1. It's just a great truck to build off of. Once Timmy finishes reinforcing the back end, we're going to make a roll cage that fits this thing perfectly.
We can line up our mark here and here. We'll put this in the brake. We'll put it on 90 degrees. Bend that corner, we'll flip it. Do this corner, we'll take it to the truck. We got rid of all the holes, the indentions, the lines, the rivets, everything, and it just cosmetically looks better. But it's going to make the whole truck come together as one piece. How's it look down there, James?
Man, it's perfect. You did a good job. I mean, bends on point. It's nice and solid, man. It's way better than what we had before.
Yeah.
Okay, so now we know everything fits. Go ahead and start welding the corners together. First time I ever seen a Hummer was actually on the train car. I mean, you know, just driving on the highway. We're taking a family vacation, and, you know, all of a sudden I see all these Humvees on his train car. I'm like, wow, man, those things are crazy. So getting to work on one, you know, and make it better, I mean, it just doesn't get no better than these things. These things are bulletproof. I mean, mud, you can climb a tree with one of these things.
The body of this thing's aluminum. So we're using a steel, so you can't weld the two together. So what we have to do now, drill the bolt holes in it. They'll be bolted from the back, from the front, from the outside, and the inside. So it'll be 100% stronger, and then we're ready for the cage. And And if anything ever did happen, they need to access something, they can unbolt this and see what's going on. All right, now we got that where we want it. I'm gonna go ahead and lay out the inside. I'll go ahead and drill those, bolt those. We'll continue the process to the outside and the front.
What's she doing?
Come see old Dad.
Yeah. Go see. It's probably gonna cost me money.
Guarantee it.
What you doing, girl?
I just want to come down. Hi.
Hi. You just want to come see me today?
Yeah. I mean, I was.
Come on now. What'd you do to your car?
Nothing. I haven't done anything to it.
It's always good when your kids show up to work, but when it's a surprise, you got that little apprehension of what are they here for? What do they want? How much is this going to cost me?
I mean, I love this car, and it rides so high. Like I've gotten made fun of for that, and the wheels. I mean, just the wheels. Like, there's not anything special about them.
Oh, poor little 17-year-old got a brand new car.
I know. It's just, I don't know. You see, like my mom's car. Hers is cool, and like you always say, like you can't have her riding around with like a really stock car. I don't know. I want to have a cool car too, just like everyone else.
I can definitely understand the age she is. 17 years old. Your personality is wanting to come out, and that's just one more form of your personality come out. Is customizing your car. So, is this your way of shaking me down for some wheels and tires and lowering your car? Is that what you're doing?
Kinda. I'd want to. Yeah.
It's not your birthday.
I know, but just like, I don't know, I've been wanting to do it for a while, I've had this car for like about a year and a half. It's my first car. It was a cool car to begin with, but I mean, like, once I had it longer, I just wanted to do stuff to it just to make it that much better. I don't know, I just want to do something to it,
you know what? That makes me real proud that you want to have
I want to represent what you do, too. Yeah, with my car.
Most 17-year-old girls could care less with.
Exactly. I want to do stuff to my car. I want to make it look, I want to make it stand out and be something different.
And what'd you name her?
Caroline.
Yeah. Wheels and tires. Probably like a 22, like a blacked out 22 on here.
Yeah.
I know you like to have it all blacked out, right? Mm-hmm. And if you put that on it, it's got to be lower, right?
Yeah.
Probably change the grill out too, man. Something cool, in the front also, right?
Yeah. That'll look great.
Your first paycheck went to the air intake. Mm-hmm. You got the cool exhaust on it already. Mm-hmm. You already got the louvers on the back. So, yeah. You know what? I definitely want you to have a cool car, too. I'll make a deal with you.
Okay.
The stipulation is that you're going to work on it with me.
Okay.
So you're going to get your butt in the shop, get dirty, and get after it. So if I say, hey, hand me that tool, right here, I got it. Hold on, I'm texting somebody.
Okay. So if I do help you, then we will put them on there? Like, actually? Okay, that'd be cool.
Does that sound good?
Yeah.
Is that a deal?
Yeah.
All right. Let's go pick out some wheels.
Okay.
Tell you what, you talk about a proud dad, that's this guy right here. My kids having especially my daughter, that makes me very, very proud, and it's like the coolest thing ever. She got her first job working at a restaurant. She got her first paycheck, and she came up to the shop and ordered an air intake. So the enthusiasm is there. She wants to fix it up. She wants to look cool when she's riding down the road, and we're going to get her hooked up. It's pretty cool to say she's a chip off the old block. She wants to roll up and people know she's there. And it's really cool when you do roll up, somebody says, hey, where'd you get that done? She gets to say, I did it. To be able to bond with my daughter, teach her some stuff, let her get dirty, learn some things. It's a win-win for both of us. You ready?
Yeah.
I'm excited too.
Me too.
You've been really taking care of this. You've been doing good in school. I'm proud of you.
Thank you.
So, first things first, we'll get it on the lip, get it jacked up.
really the main important thing is when you're putting the car on a lift is finding the right points when the whole weight of the vehicle is on it. You just don't want to put it underneath there and pick it up.
Yeah.
You gotta find the proper pickup points on it. If not, you'll crush the floor, crush fuel lines, electrical lines. There's all that stuff hanging underneath the car. So it's important to find that. Good.
I really want this car to look good, so I don't really mind, getting my hands dirty and working on it, I'm excited for what it'll look like later.
All right, you get that one?
Yeah. Bam, nice touch. So we're gonna take the nut off of the coilovers and then put the new springs on. It's really cool to have a dad who knows so much about cars. I feel like I didn't even used to like cars until I got my car. If I didn't have a dad who did this stuff, I would be trying to save so much money to try and do this stuff, and I probably wouldn't even try. But having a dad who does it, it's really cool. I'm really lucky,
So you got the top loose already? So the only thing we have to do now, there's a little bracket for the sway bar here.
Okay.
We'll take that loose.
Okay.
We can take the whole spring out, and then we'll replace it right off this.
Okay.
So right now, grab a socket. It fits on the sway bar bracket, and while you're doing that, go ahead and find the one for the bottom also.
Okay. The first thing that I've done to my car, the intake, I've worked on with my dad a little bit. I tried to put it together by myself, but I didn't really know what I was doing. And then he's helped me spray paint the taillights, and then we've worked on the exhaust for it too. And this is by far, though, the most hands-on I've been. The tighter coils at the front.
We got the coilovers out, old springs off of the 2020 Challenger. Now Presley and I are installing the new springs. They're gonna get her car a little bit lower.
Way down.
They look awesome. I love that they're red because it sticks out way better than how it was black.
There we go.
Yeah.
So before we put the wheels and tires on, there's one more thing we gotta do. Put that grill in. I know you want to see that too.
Yeah. You have to wait all the way till the end to see the wheels.
Yeah. It's like the cherry on the top. It just rushed right into that.
I guess. Okay, well, let's get it done.
Well, let's do it. You ready to do that?
Yeah.
Let's tackle it. It makes me real proud to have her in the shop working, getting her hands dirty, being appreciative for what we're doing and learning in the process. So, really good day for Dad. Come on with it. Keep going. Tight, top, tight, bottom, tight, tight. What you think?
It looks amazing.
All blacked out.
Yeah.
It just looks mean coming at you.
It looks mean. Oh my gosh, it looks awesome.
Wheel surprise for you. Come on, bring it on in, man. Check them out.
Oh my god.
The 22s.
Those are awesome.
The TIS 22s.
Yeah.
Those are brand new.
Oh my god.
Those are cool.
Those are so cool.
You want to put them up? You see what it looks like with it on there?
Yeah.
Well, let's do it.
It looks awesome. It looks way better than how it did before.
I'm jealous. I'm jealous.
I'm jealous too, and it's my car.
Thank you for your help. You did a great job today.
Yeah.
This buggy's really been keeping me up at night. A project like this to somebody who creates, fabricates, welds, there isn't a more exciting project than this. We built a bunch of frames here at Extensive, but never an all-two chassis before. I got the wheelbase established on what I think is going to be a good proportion for the buggy. The whole inspiration for this is these 58-inch tall tires. I mean, just seeing these tires, I got excited. I want something to put them on. We're finding some military axles, and from the military axles to the big diesel engine, 1,500 horsepower. Every part that's added to this, it just adds to the excitement the whole way. It's like an art project you actually get to drive, and you have a whole lot of fun with. We're going to build everything 100% chromoly on this, so it's super light, super strong, so I can put myself, my family in it, and not have to worry about anything.
You know, I ain't gonna lie, you get a little nervous of, you know, how big of a project something like this is. You know, you want it as big as possible, but it's still got to be somewhat practical to be able to transport and fit in the garage, and you just can't build it just totally massive. I want an off-road buggy, but I want something that has some style and has that sporty look, and I definitely want that sporty performance.
Where better to take my hopes and dreams for a buggy than Race Source? These guys design monster trucks.
What's up?
What's up, man?
Not a whole lot, man. How you been?
Man, real good, real good. You hard at it?
I'm hard at it every day.
I know that's right.
I'm a former monster truck driver. I actually campaigned one of the great bigger trucks for 26 years. It's for the racing industry. So now that I retired from driving, I'm full-time here in the shop where I manufacture purpose-built components for the monster truck industry. I build tube chassis, and I get to continue living my dream, doing something I love to do every day.
That's what I'm talking about right there. Not a monster truck, but this is what I need your help with. They're all notched perfectly.
That's what's so nice about designing a chassis in SolidWorks. You just draw it, you put the weld reliefs in, do all that.
Right.
And we send it out, and we have it CNC cut.
No waste.
No waste, very little waste. Everything fits up perfect. The biggest difference between hand building a truck and hand mitering and hand fitting all this is all the fittments. You can create some pretty intricate joints of tubing and different connections that would be just an absolute nightmare to hand notch and hand fit. By doing it in 3D, we're able to let our imagination run wild and build exactly what we want.
I see the advantage of that, and that's why I need your help, man, to make my drawings a reality.
Absolutely. Perfect.
The wheels and tires are 58 inches.
Wow. So that's monster truck size, so that's awesome.
Yeah, you know, about 30 inches off the ground and about 6 foot from, you know, top to bottom. I still want that.
Like it's going 100 mile an hour sitting steel kind of look.
You know, that's what I'm looking for.
Sway bars front and rear?
Man, for sure, because I'm going to drive it. I'm going to drive it.
I've seen some of your other projects and how you drive them, so yeah, I'll keep that in mind.
Right.
Well, if you've got everything at your shop, what I need to do is send some guys over there with a 3D scanner. When we're done, we should be able to kind of see what we're going to be working with.
Man, I'm excited, man.
I can't wait to get started on this project. Get done with yours, I might need to build me one.
Yeah, there you go. So Pablo needs some parts scanned for the buggy. So we got the axles on horses. We got the transmission bolted up to the engine. It's in place, so it's ready for the scanner.
How you doing, sir?
Hey, man, Bill.
Andrew, nice to meet you.
Man, badass. I'm really excited to see how you do this. This is exactly what we need right here. Is the positioning good for you? You're all set with what's here?
Everything looks good to me.
Cool, man. I'm going to let you get to it, man. Thank you for coming, man. And I'm excited to check it out once you're done. Holler if you need something.
Will do. So this is our A-sub scanning spray. You know, we're going to spray all the parts down for the scanner to pick up. This is going to brighten it up or dull it out, so our scanner can pick up all the detail in here and make sure we can pick up all the bolt holes, because that is super important. So next we're going to put our positioning targets on. They should just be done at random. There has to be 4 positioning targets within a 15-inch box. These positioning targets are for when we're scanning. If we see that, you know, maybe we missed a section over here, we want to rescan that, and then it's going to know exactly where it's scanning again because of the pattern of these positioning targets. So this is our Peel 2 3D scanner. This is basically going to take thousands of pictures and stitch them together into a 3D mesh file that we will then turn into a CAD file.
Now that we scan the engine, axles, and wheels, Pablo can get to it, designing that chassis.
Okay, so now what we're doing is we're taking the scan data that came in, and we're going to turn this into SolidWorks files and solid parts. Now that I have my wheelbase, my setback for my engine, from the center line of my front axle, we can really start nailing this thing down. So next step on this would be to put seats in it so that we can see where the driver's going to sit. Got to get the family in there. One of the neat things about this tube chassis build is that you don't have to have a lot of mass and a lot of members to get a lot of strength out of it. I'm able to keep it fairly lightweight, yet extremely rigid and very safe, and in the case of a rollover. This thing has got a really aggressive looking stance, man. This thing is going to look awesome coming down the road towards you. Well, I've almost got this full chassis design done. I'm pretty confident. Most all our dimensions are all right. Our clearances are right. So I've got a few more little tweaks in here. I'm going to add a couple more bars, but then we'll extract each one of these tubes individually, and we'll put this thing on a pallet and ship it over to Bill and let them guys start putting it together.
If you like off-roading like I do, things can get sideways real quick, literally. The roll cage for the 2001 Hummer has to look cool, of course.
Just joking.
But more than anything, it's got to be bulletproof. This is our long enough to do this here, so I'm checking, double checking, and rechecking to make sure everything's 100% right. There's a windshield wiper motor right in our path for the cage.
So center to the outside, we need 6 inches per side.
And how far out?
3's tight.
It'll give 4 inches. What we got going on is a little obstacle, a little bump in the road. If we make our cage perfect to this drawing and then go back and bend around that, it's going to shrink our cage in. So we're figuring out how far it's got to bump out. See, we need to go right there.
6.5, 6.5.
Yeah. To figure out how much length we need to add in between the 2 outside bends. So when we do bend it, it's going to shrink back down to the perfect width. So we're about to see how good we are. Okay, we know it's 24 inches. We line this up on the edge, on the outer part of our measurements here. So we know 12 inches from there is what we need.
12 from there is where we need to put center of that bend. There's a couple of easier options. We could have done this. Could have made it in 2 pieces. Could have made it in 3. I enjoy this kind of stuff because it's more thinking. And me having a construction background, you always had to take blueprints the same way, but the blueprint's all in your head or you're laying it on a table. It's not computer generated. It's something you just lay out with some lines. A little bit back towards you. All right. Yep. There's a lot of companies that have these big scanners and have this that everything's already pre-banned on the computers. Well, here we got to do it by hand. Not to say it'd be a better product, but it's a lot more self-satisfying to me knowing that we took a straight piece of pipe and bent it all in one piece.
Man, that's a real good start. I mean, this is the hard part.
All that work just for that one wiper motor.
Yeah. We'll get the body trimmed out here so we can get it even closer. And we'll start building all the way back from there. I love it. When stuff starts coming together. Me and Timmy got the flow going. I like how that kind of leans in right there. Looks good. Once it's flowing, all the creative juices start coming together and it starts to become reality, which really gets exciting. Now we got the outer part of the structure done. The cage is looking really good. The next step is building all the inner structure where it really makes it strong, rigid, and adds a lot of style to it. It's really starting to take shape. The main structure is all set in place. Really strong is adding all the bracing everywhere, the X bracing, and part that really makes the attitude come alive. It's already safe, but we're going to make it really cool and really aggressive and just look mean. In my experience, things are always more satisfying when you work hard for them. After everything my daughter Presley's done to her 2020 Challenger, today's the day she gets to feel that satisfaction, and better yet, share it with her good friend.
Thank you for driving me. Cool, so where's the car? I think my dad said he was going to bring it out in a second. Look at that. That's so awesome. Oh my God. It looks really good. Oh my gosh. Oh, look at that. Looks worked on the car and everything like that. Like seeing you, you know, like burn it out and everything and just drive it. It looks amazing. It's so cool. It's like crazy.
Tell you what, I've been working your friends that are all dirty. Got her working. Did you have fun doing it?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah?
So, you know, like, I didn't like the little, like, chrome accents in the front, so I think, you know, we had to take those and go get them, like, spray painted, and then we got a new grill. It looks way meaner now. I mean, like, I don't know, it changed, like, the whole view of the car, you know? Looks really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It looks way faster, right?
Right. We changed out the wheels and the tires. They're 22x8s, 22x9s, you know, 315s on the back instead of, like, you know, the steelies.
What, you know, she had to have, you know.
I feel like that makes the car, you know?
She kind of guilted me into hooking her car before.
You wanted to do it. You know, I don't know. It's embarrassing to have your kid ride around on something like, you know, on steelies. Look like a cop.
See what I'm talking about?
We got some caliper covers, and like, you know, it was really simple. I could do it myself. You know, it was something that was nice to be able to do on my own without any help. You know, so it had like 4 or 5 inches of clearance, you know, like between like the fender and the tires. So like we wanted to get rid of those old springs and put in new lowering springs. They're red too. They look way better. And then that's lowered a bunch. I think it has like 2 inches or like 1.5 inches of clearance now, you know, and I got to learn how to use like the impact and the pro drivers. It was really cool.
Wow, so you really got in there and did hands-on work. That sounds fun. You got in there and took the springs off yourself.
Yeah, I mean, like, what the yeah.
Of course, anybody that you tell that story to, that you came to the shop, you took tools out of the toolbox, you got your hands dirty, you used the tools, I mean, he's going to be impressed. I seen Maddie was impressed right off the bat, so.
And, you know, I picked on Maddie the day that I got the car and everything, and she's seen it from whenever I first got it, and just, you know, her being able to see everything we've done to it, you know, just makes it even cooler.
It does, right?
Yeah, to share the experience of it. It's really cool.
I'm proud of you. That makes me proud.
Thank you.
I guess I'm doing something right.
Thank you.
You girls are going to stay out of trouble tonight, right?
Yes, sir.
Promise?
We will.
Yes.
All right.
All right.
All right. See y'all later.
See y'all.
We finished welding out the roll cage on the 2001 Hummer. Now to get to the customer's other request, the gun mount. Man, this is one of the things that's going to make this cage really unique, is having that swivel gun mount on the top. It's really going to finish it off. It's really going to look mean. Got it feeling good in here, man.
Yeah, it's a little warm.
You know, we're building the cage for the H1 over there.
Yes.
So I need a base burnout for it. And what I want to do, just leave an inch up here.
1 inch.
Yeah, and I want to bend it up at a 90.
All right. You never know, door panel out, or a fender, or a gun mount. Keeps it interesting. All right, now that I gotta cut it out, I'm gonna double check my measurements and get it cleaned up, knock off all the slag, bend it for Bill, and just walk it over there.
Always come through for me, man.
So now I have it all tacked in place. I'll put the gun mount up here on top. Instead of trying to lay all this out, the easiest way to do it was just to lay this up here, get it centered where we want it, and use this as a jig. And now we have all the holes drilled right where they go. We're gonna go back and put these sleeves in the cage. So in doing this, we use the flat part of this plate and the flat part of the DOM. So when I tighten that up, you know it's straight and you know it's solid. All right, now we have the holes drilled out. I'll put the gun mount back up here. Let the bottom hang out a little bit so the nut will tighten up flat. It's not trying to crush the cage. And then that'll make it super strong if it's all welded together and make it really, really strong. We'll weld out the top. Now the cage is solid and the gun mount's finished.
Man, it looks real good, man. I'm really impressed how everything come together. Last thing, just weld everything out. See how she shoots.
If you're ever going to build a monster truck, you got to drive it, because, you know, that's the ultimate thrill at the end of the mission, is to, you know, get behind the wheel of something you created and take it out there and just thrash on it. So I feel like I've come a long ways from when I first started back in the early 80s. You know, it was sketch some things out on the floor, you know, pretty much just tape measure, plumb bobs, chalk lines on the ground. I took a lot of what I learned back in the early days of doing all this work manually and embraced using computers to design chassis, it's been a game changer for me. I design a chassis from the very first stick of tube or the very first sketch line on the screen, and when I'm finished, I have a perfect rendering of the finished product. All of those tools that are available to us today, and we can just create a masterpiece out of metal.
The roll cage for the 2001 Hummer is back from powder coat.
Man, now it's just a process of putting the puzzle together. We're going to put all the top pieces on, put the door caps on. Then it's time for the finale, putting the big cage in here. It's going to change the whole look.
You know, I've customized a bunch of Hummers over the years. It's something I really like working on. You know, just by building a custom roll cage on this one, it's totally changed the whole look. What better place to give it back to the Mod Mafia guys?
What's up, fellas?
How you doing, Bill?
Than a shooting range.
You guys are the Hummer guys. It's pretty cool to have you bring in a Hummer for us to get down on. It needed to be able to go wherever and keep you guys safe no matter what.
Looks good.
Absolutely. It looks real cool, man. Can we go check it out?
Let's go check it out.
Man.
All right. Oh, man, look at that. There it is. Man.
Got your little surprise up there.
Yeah, you took those design cues into full effect, but the cage really stands out. Yeah, it looks sick, man.
Man, I've been around a lot of Hummers. I've never seen a cage like that.
Well, that's what you wanted, right?
Exactly.
Something unique, and not only that, looks cool, keep you safe.
Yeah, most importantly.
And that is not going anywhere.
No, I think we can roll that one over, and it's going to be perfectly fine.
It just came in, there was just no safety features whatsoever.
Right.
The first thing we did is made the pans for the back. We decided to clean it up and protect the side also, because it's just started bending pipe. There's a ton of pipe in it. All those little tweaks and bends not only add the strength to add that style too, and it all ties to the frame itself. So if there ever is a rollover, all that inertia is transferred down into the frame. If there ever was an accident, we know these guys are 100% secure.
You got those two bars that go around the center windshield pillar.
Oh yeah, and that's
super
all
helpful.
in one piece.
Man,
that's a lot of work to come up with those bends in the right spot at the right angle, and just to clear everything. Thank God it worked out.
You flexed some talent on that.
We love when guys like you bring us projects like this to let us put our spin on it.
Doing your art.
Yeah, that's it.
I had no idea what Bill was going to put together here, and the design really nailed it.
It's exactly what we wanted. Actually exceeded our expectations. We were just blown away with the final product.
Not only, you wanted it safe, you wanted it to look good, you wanted a little special request for the top of it, right?
You see, you incorporated that in there really well.
Extracurricular activities.
Absolutely. Military truck, you gotta have that military mount. We looked around, found an old military swivel mount for an H1. Whatever you want to put up there is totally interchangeable.
Awesome.
If you guys don't mind, I'd like to have first honors and maybe firing a couple rounds off the top of this.
I'm excited to see it.
Once again, I can't thank my team enough. I love the style of the cage. I mean, it flows, everything looks good, and that little cherry on top was that swivel gun mount. This is exactly what this H1 needed. I scared the pineapple. Mark, Josh, I hope you guys had a lot of fun with this. I know I had a lot of fun today. H1, extensive full roll cage, automatic machine gun. Woo! That's very, very, very exhilarating.
Man, that was awesome!
Dude.
That was good stuff, man. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
That was a lot of fun.
Pablo just finished the rendering of the buggy. This is something I'm really getting excited about. I love the proportions. That's a great start. All the notching and everything goes in this. I'm really interested to see if that really is going to fit the way they say. I mean, the buggy is most definitely a challenge. I've never built anything like this. Never built anything just out of thin air before. And that's just one project. We have the Willys Jeep. It's not just making it wider. It's building the frame, building the suspension, building every single part and piece. An exciting project, but with that exciting project comes a huge workload, because there's nowhere in those projects you can take shortcuts. Once these larger projects like this start rolling out the door, I know everybody's going to be impressed.
Avoid all warranties.
Yeah. F350. It'll take 7 inches off of each side.
I think I just cut 10,000 off of it.
Hey, like,
This is a 2014 911 Carrera. For a sports car, this thing really sounds weak.
I didn't hear you pull it on.
Exactly.
We're gonna go ahead and remove this and come up with something crazy.
The cool thing about customization is this ain't sketched out. This is just art.
I'm Bill Carlton. I built my first truck when I was 16. And ever since, me and my guys have been out here creating with our hands. Building the biggest, lowest, baddest custom trucks and cars in the game. People don't come here for what they need. They come here for what they want. This is Texas Metal. My dad bought this property in 1976. This was, back then the perfect layout for him and his part of the marriage. The house that I grew up in was right here. There was a little 30 by 40 shop in the back. I just started adding on here. Need a little more room? Put a little carport out here. That's me and kid across the street getting on a forklift with a welding machine, building every part and piece of this structure you see. And it just kind of evolved into what it is now. It's an honor to be here. Today I'm getting a visit from a great guy named Justin. He's a guy that has a lot of cars and loves customs. He drove all the way down here from his home in Arkansas with a project he said is perfect for extensive. What's happening, man?
Hey, how's it going?
Man, real good.
Justin.
Phil, so what brings you in today?
I've been appreciating your builds for a really long time. I saw that at Slamley Reunion, a few of these builds at LST and Midnight Fantasies.
A truck guy just like me.
Yep, exactly.
Nice, man, nice.
Yeah, I was in an accident a few years ago, and...
Man, what kind of accident were you in?
I was in an explosion. I got burned 31% of my body on the 3rd and 4th degree. I never gave up. I never give up. It's too sharp. It's always been a dream of mine to have a big build done by Extensive.
Is that the new Ford truck outside?
It is.
Man, that's awesome, man. Let's go check it out and see what we can do with it. All right? This brand new Platinum Dually has all of 600 miles on it. It's top of the line, has plenty of power. It can pretty well yank a house off its foundation. Man, it's a nice truck.
Appreciate it. I just bought my truck. I've always wanted to build a really custom, brand new truck, first year out.
What are you seeing here, man? What are we going to do for you?
I'm wanting to lay it on the ground on big wheels.
What do you mean, like a 22-inch wheel?
24 to 26.
You got it, man.
What I'm getting out of this whole build is having a truck I can show at a show, but also tow my other show vehicles with me to a show.
Show and go.
Work and play all in one.
Nice. We can definitely handle that, man. Lowering this dually with giant wheels and tires and still maintaining the towing capacity is what sets us apart from any other shop around.
I want to color match some of the accent pieces, the headlights, side mirrors.
Little trim pieces here and there.
Little trim pieces here and there.
Justin wants to keep the design minimal, but, it's part of my job to help him dream big. I think we ought to step it up a little bit and just bring out some color. Maybe a little copper or something in it. Really, right about the inside of it.
Color match all the aluminum trim and custom leather seats in it.
Just throw away the new platinum seats, huh?
Throw them away.
Love it. That's what I like to hear. Rip out the new factory stuff and bring the custom in. Are you wanting to drop this off today, or?
Yeah, I can leave it with y'all if y'all give me a ride to the airport.
We can definitely handle that, man.
Okay.
We'll get you fixed up.
Cool deal. I guess you're gonna need these.
All right. Third-generation welder. My grandpa was a welder, and my dad taught me how to weld right here on this property. My dad taught me how to get a feel for the way something should look. I don't use computers. Instead, I just kind of step back look at the vehicle and just kind of get a feel for the way the finished product should look. What you got?
A truck?
F-350. This is a guy from Arkansas, and this is his dream to have a truck built by us.
Man, that's really cool. So what's the plan?
So here's what I'm thinking. This truck will be the ultimate show and dirty work. Of course I want to drop it to the floor with an extensive made air suspension, 26-inch wheels and tires, with a custom hitch to pull whatever, whenever. So he has other show cars that he's going to tow East Coast to West Coast.
That's extensive style, not losing towing capacity.
We'll get him hooked up. We're going to throw out the brand new interior and go full custom. On the outside, we're going to paint copper accents, even inside the headlights. It's going to look awesome.
So can I have those seat covers to put in my Dodge?
For what?
Have a Dodge Platinum. And nobody got a Dodge Platinum.
What do these things look like underneath the hood? We got to move a bunch of like usual? Man, I'm scared to pop the hood and see what's underneath it.
Let's pop it open and see.
See what we got.
Oh man, that is a lot to move.
This is a problem with working on new trucks. It's more computer than machine.
I guess I need to start making a list now.
Yeah,
like
get the
right
paper
now,
out, buddy.
A lot of custom shops won't even tear into a late model vehicle. All the computers and the wiring and the engineering that's put into them, you pop the hood, tear them apart, you don't know what you're gonna get into.
So let's get it in and get it tore apart.
What's your hit?
As our share of Ford Dualies before, but this Platinum is so new to the market. This will be our first time with this exact model. All right, you guys ready?
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's get the back all tore apart, get the bed off, blow all the suspension out, completely slick frame rails. Same with the front. We're gonna let Timmy help us. Yeah, I let Chingos help me.
Timmy's finally gonna work.
Oh,
And I came to work on time.
That's a good one.
Let's get this apart.
All right, let's go.
Don't catch me breaking it.
You know, old trucks, you got plenty of room to work with. There's nothing under the hood.
Got it, Tim?
The newer trucks, the manufacturers just keep cramming and cramming and cramming all sorts of new technology in them, which makes our job hard because we need extra room for the air suspension and extra large wheels.
Right now, just trying to make a bunch of clearance. So we get here and get the cutting and welding. Take this off. Worst part about new trucks is all the wiring that we got to reroute to do everything. You mean you? I'm colorblind, so all in here, relocated, lengthened, moved to make room for the big wheel.
What do we got left?
So we can shove this up on top of the motor. This can go up. And just when you think you're making some room here, it's the same rat's nest over here of plugs and wires that we have to make room for over here. So all this has to be relocated too.
All right, let's get this thing on the lift. Let's get the bed off. Then we'll make room for the rear end airbags and tires.
Ready? Good?
Man, this whole frame configuration now is definitely going to throw a whole wrench in our program.
The setup we used to use ain't gonna work on this no more.
No, it's not. Because the frame bends in, we need to design a one-of-a-kind 4-link on the inside of the frame. Man, we're going to have to come up with every part and piece individual for this truck. In order, a lot of room for these huge wheels to go up inside the fender well. I mean, what we got to do first, let's go ahead and get the rear end out. Let's get it mocked up with the wheels and make room.
Yeah.
Make everything. That means a lot of frame modifications and narrowing the axle.
All right, let's get this over with.
If we didn't make these modifications, this truck would go down, set on the tire, and ruin the fender wells. Cool, man. You got the mock-up wheels ready to roll?
Yeah.
Let's take some measurements on this thing real quick. See how much we got to cut off of it. Well, we got 101, so we'll take 7 inches off of each side. We're going to shorten this axle 14 inches total, and even that is going to leave us very little room for suspension. Let me check on the frame real quick. Should that be 30? Woohoo!
Be close. Real close.
This is what happens when you go into uncharted territory. There's nothing but headaches and heartache. You know, cutting down the axle is very technical. It's a perfect job for Elu. He was a kid across the street, just kind of showed up from time to time. Here we are 12 years later. He's one of my best fabricators.
I've been here for 13 years. First thing I started here was mowing the lawn. Now I'm taking apart this differential of Super Duty, so it's kind of awesome. Good. Attack it. Good. More? Yeah. 16 off, so slide it back out. What I gotta do now is grind a 16th off of it to get it precise.
If it's off, 3/16, 3/32, 1/64, wrong. You gotta have it exact.
If you're gonna customize anything, there are no 2 days alike. You never know what's gonna pull into the parking lot at Extensive. From straight up boxes of rust to top of the line, we get them all. Hi, good morning.
Good morning. I'm Kim.
I'm Bill. This is a sports car with a 3.4 liter 6-cylinder engine with 350 horsepower. So what made you pick a Porsche?
I like them. They look like little race cars.
Bet you got a couple speeding tickets in this
Yes,
thing, huh?
I do. I have my Porsche for about 2 years now, and rather than go get a whole nother one, I just thought I would make mine more customized for me.
You know, what about maybe exhaust, something like that? We could build something in-house that really makes it custom.
But that would be good. I always thought it was like a little, you know, little wimpy sounding.
We can fix that. It seems like Kim has always driven performance cars, but she wishes this one sounded more like they used to. A hand-built exhaust is gonna look good, sound good, might even add a little horsepower. Deeper tone, not nothing crazy loud. We can build all that in-house instead of just ordering something.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, I really like Porsches because I like driving them. I like how fast they are. I like the power.
You're in the right spot.
Cool.
It's all stock right now, right?
Yeah, everything.
So definitely some wheels and tires. Maybe white and black wheels, something like
White
that.
and black or white.
All right. What about a wing on the back, something like that to really
yes.
set it apart from everybody else's?
Yes, I like it a lot.
Well, the roof's already black on this thing. Maybe if we put some color down onto the hood, maybe drop down a little, you know, glossy black. Set it apart.
Yeah, I like that. And you can always, at the end of all this, it's going to be like having a new car. It's going to even sound better. So it's probably going to make me want to go faster. I'm just going to have to really be careful now.
Well, shoot, let's go inside, do some paperwork, and we'll get going.
Okay, cool.
I want to make this car stand out, you know, look good, sound good, the whole package. This is an expensive car, so it needs to have a sexy, clean, expensive look. When you're customizing a car like this, you could go too far. You could put the wrong wheels, wrong tires, the wrong wing. It's the same as color matching with the wrong color. Just those little subtleties make a huge, huge improvement or a huge, huge disaster. That's a fine balancing line right there.
Filio! More exotics. What's going on with it?
A sports car, this thing really sounds weak.
I didn't hear you pull it on.
Exactly. We need a custom exhaust for this thing. Anything you buy aftermarket sound like crap. We need some hand-built exhaust. Nice little throaty sound and not too obnoxious, okay? Let's put some 21s on this thing all the way around. Black and white wheel, I think it really set this thing off. All right? Let's just wrap the hood gloss black so it ties into the whole top of it. Put a little wing on the back, just nothing crazy, no big whale tail or anything like that. Just subtle and classy.
All right.
It's a high-end car. We want it to still have its sexy appeal.
Okay, so I'm gonna get a hold to Ron, get some wheels lined up, see what kind of time frame we're looking at, get this wrap all lined up, get a spoiler, wing, something subtle and classy, and then get that phone number from you so I can stay in tune with Kim.
That ain't gonna happen.
But man.
Justin's my go-to performance guy. He's gonna pull the old exhaust out and make something special.
These things sound pretty weak from the factory, so we're gonna go ahead and liven it up a little bit. So these things right here, they actually have 3 mufflers. They have this primary, and then from here it comes around to our secondary, and off the bottom, and noise comes out the back. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and remove this and make it sound like a real car. Once we get the tips removed, we're going to go ahead and pull the rear bumper so we can get a little more clearance around the factory system, kind of see what kind of room we have to work with and come up with something crazy. So the factory muffler absorbs a lot of the sound. You can see right here in the center, the discoloration. That's from restriction and flow. So what we're going to do is we're going to take these 2 pieces of tubing and we're going to cut the centers out. And we're going to create our own X pipe for this exhaust system, and we'll have a nice clean path for the exhaust gases to flow. I know this is going to give it a better sound.
Justin's making a custom exhaust for Kim's 2014 Porsche 911. It's starting to take shape. I can't wait to hear it.
We're blocking off all the ends, and we're going to run argon gas through the inside of the tubing as a back purge to keep it from sugaring up so that we get a better quality weld. One of the reasons we chose this design right here with the X-pipe is because the factory bumper is going to stop right here. So from the rear of the car, you should be able to get a nice view of the custom exhaust system. So when it's going down the road and it sounded so good, you'll be able to see why.
Let's get this, trash. Actually save it, you can probably sell it to somebody.
Yeah, because it's brand new and
why you gotta cuss me, man?
Hey man, don't talk to me like that.
Hold on, I got some sweat on you. Tim and Jamie are still making room in the front end on this F350 dually that only has 600 miles on it. So we're gonna clear all this off. We're gonna put all new custom-made suspension right there.
It's taking all day to get this shock off.
I'm glad you said it.
Today.
Did you get it? Huh. This ought to be like a big ball of excitement. Good job, James.
Good job.
We need to tear this truck apart and then put it all back together again. But we won't be needing these factory springs. Lulu,
what?
1 second. I'll grab this. Jamie, you grab that on.
Ready?
All the weights right here, buddy.
Hey, Ryan.
Yeah, here a second.
There you go.
Get that arm.
Oh, I got the arm. Got it.
Push her down. Push her down.
Boom. Done.
Bunch of portion, cutting, and slag just falling off, burning Jamie in the feet.
Even with the factory springs out of the way, we're still gonna need to keep cutting to fit the big old wheels. Let's get this thing mocked up. It's pretty close. Man, just see right off the bat, the wheel is gonna come all the way up to about here with all the air deflated. So all this has to get completely cut. Even the firewall, the wiring harness, all the hoses, everything is in the way. Yeah. It's not every day you get to cut into the fender structure of a brand new truck. But you know, it's one of the things I love about this job. Get that all chopped out, spot it out, make sure it's the right height,
Yeah. Let's do that.
I know this looks crazy, taking this brand new truck and cutting out all the inner fender structure. You're right. It's all good, because John's going to weld a new inner fender well, which will make it just as strong as it was before.
All right, ready? Go ahead and stack it up, bottom it out.
How we looking, John?
Looking good. So far, so good. We'll make the cut on the other side, and then we'll build out the air suspension. At least we know it'll all fit, barely.
Man, people gonna freak out once they see this big old wheel tucking under this $80,000 truck, huh?
Hell yeah. I think I just cut 10,000 off of it.
Ain't lying.
In air suspension, the back has to go just as low as the front, so Ryan's creating a step notch so the axle can go all the way up into it and the truck is set flat on the ground.
Now that I got my notch plates up here, I'm going to go ahead and get the filler plates in there. That way we can knock out this intersection.
You know, a lot of people just cut a notch in the frame, call it good, super unsafe. We're going to build a step notch from scratch, make this frame stronger than it ever was from the factory.
No, that's welded. I'm about to void all warranties. The welds look good. Everything's solid. Now comes the fun part. Get to reinvent the wheel. Gotta make 4 links, probably some cross members, get the rear end in here, see what we're working with.
With the notch plates welded, the guys are going to start making the custom air suspension.
Watch your eyes.
At this point, the air is deflated out of the bag, which will have the truck laid out on the frame at its lowest point. Whenever we inflate the bag with air, the suspension is going to drop, which will raise the truck off the ground to its ride height, where you have a comfortable riding position.
Hey guys, how y'all doing?
Good, man. How you doing?
When you know, just when we're getting a little momentum on the dually, the client Justin calls, switches things up on us.
Man, I've been buying a little extra few projects, and I've got 3 cars to haul now, and I was wondering what y'all's suggestions would be to haul behind that F-350.
Shows.
That's right.
He's got the automotive addiction. Yeah, we can build you a gooseneck hitch into the framework. You know, roll the tubing and everything up, man, make you really like a piece of art in the back of the truck.
I like that idea.
You know, this gooseneck hitch is going to bring even more show to the tow. What more could you ask for? Hell yeah, man, we'll get it done for you, man. We'll knock it out.
All right, cool deal.
You know, it's a bigger job, more work, way more time, but it's definitely going to take this truck to the next level, set it totally apart. You got the 4-lane going? Good, good.
Yes, sir.
Crossbar bent. Everything looks good, but we got a little change.
What's that, Bill?
Tube work we already put in, we got to cut that off. On a huge job like this 2017 Platinum truck, it's never easy to get a last-minute change up from the client unless it makes the build even better. So he's going to get a 3-car hauler and haul 3 custom cars now. So we're going to have to build a gooseneck hitch in the back. A gooseneck hitch is welded inside the bed directly to the frame. It makes it so you can hook up a gooseneck trailer to haul some really large loads. You know, let's start out with the bag mount skid so people just see the truck and just go, wow, man, I can't believe you still pull a trailer with this low truck? Mm-hmm. Damn right. Yeah. It's going to be a work truck just as much as it is a show truck. Let's do it, man. Holler if y'all need something. All right? Cool.
Everything's gonna fit. That way we can work around where this gooseneck ball needs to go.
You know, I trust John to see my vision through. He'll start bracing it with tubes to make it look like a sculpture, but also give it lots of strength. You know, I like to combine form and function on every project we have. What good is a dually if you can't tow anything with it?
What you thinking about back here?
We can go ahead and cut that out.
Gotcha.
The cool thing about customization is this ain't sketched out. This is just binge. Put it on there, see how it looks, and then go with the flow. By the time you know it, when you're done, like, wow, look at this, you know, art.
Man, that looks good, Johnny.
That was a whole lot of work.
Man, it's exactly what this truck needed. We'll do 2 different trailer balls. We'll do one, you know, he can haul a trailer and still get it all messed up, and then when we get to a show, with a nice little gold one. Nobody else on earth is going to have something like this. Kim's 2014 Porsche 911 sounds great. Now it's time to make it look as good as it sounds.
Tight on the corners.
We're wrapping the hood, mirrors, and even the spoiler. And new wheels and tires. Kim's ride looks better than new, just like she wanted. Local car club here in Houston that meets every Sunday. I figure that's a perfect place to give Kim her car and even meet some new friends.
This is really cool.
You can definitely fit in with all these nice cars here.
Okay, cool.
You ready to see it?
Yes, I'm dying to see my car. Bring it on. Oh my God! Wow, it's clean. It is so fine. Cooler than I ever thought.
Hello, how are you?
Hi! Thank you for bringing my car.
What do you think? You like it?
I love it. The wheels are amazing.
I just love how these things look with the black lip, the white face. It just really sets it apart from any other one on the road.
I agree. So much better.
The next thing, we wrap the hood, and it just flows all the way down from the hood to the top of the car, all the way back to the new carbon fiber wing on the back. Just something subtle.
Super cool.
That just, it changes the whole look of the car. Check it out. You see underneath there? It's all handmade.
Oh,
it's all out of stainless, so it's got a really cool tone to it. I think you're really, really going to like it. Now when you get in it, you can actually push on the gas and you can hear something. Sounds like a sports car.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does.
Hearing the car when it drove up was amazing, and I can't wait to hear what it sounds like when I get in it. That sounds cool. Oh my God, I love it because my first car was a Camaro, and I always missed that sound.
Good tone to it, not just overbearing.
And it's like a tube amp on an old stereo. That warm. When I'm riding in the car, I can't see all the stuff he did, but I can hear it. It still looks classy. It's still me. It's very much me. He's probably gonna be driving it until I run out of gas. Oh, Phil, y'all knocked out of the park. Thank y'all so much. Extensive did an amazing job. All of y'all.
Well, I can't say enough about my team that I have at the shop. We always come through. Great day. Kim's happy. We're happy. It doesn't get better than that.
Now, what are you gonna do when everybody wants to do theirs just like mine?
Well, yours is just gonna have to be one of a kind. Good. All the custom suspension on Justin's 2017 F350. And I have an idea for one more touch of custom. Man, this is where we're going to put the little never give up. Maybe even put gold letters on it.
Yeah.
You know, to match all the rest of the gold in the truck, man. A plaque to commemorate Justin's road to recovery. Rudy had cut it out on plasma, then we'll emboss it with the words never give up. Now that they finish welding this up, it's off to paint to color match the truck. It'd be a crime to hide this hitch under the bed, so Ely was going to make an opening in the bed for the world to see.
Got the measurements all measured out on the floor of the F350 bed. I'm going to end up cutting it out for the notch.
We're going to cut these rear fender wells out so this truck is set completely flat on the ground with these big 26-inch wheels.
Got that cut out. Now that I have cut everything out of the bed, now I have to make these new fenders fit from scratch. Hey, buddy. I got a job for you, Jesse.
Easy or hard?
Depends on you.
In order to make the wheel well wider, Jesse's taking up the aluminum pieces together. Tigging is the best way to weld aluminum because it's the purest weld there is.
Now that we got these welded up, I'm gonna make sure they fit perfectly in the bed.
How you going, Lulu?
Yeah, just finishing it up.
Go ahead and check it, put it on the truck and check it out. Make sure everything fits, then we'll pull it back off and finish welding and do everything.
All right, then.
Finalize.
Cool.
In the back. That good? It looks really, really good, man.
Man, it looks badass.
Got your game face on? Yes, sir. Let's get her. I asked our interior guys, John and Heath, to make it official. It's time to replace those new seats with something custom. Man, you gotta love ripping off new seat covers to put in even newer seat covers. Yes, sir. Yes.
I mean, these are some really nice seats, nice covers. They got nice emblems on them, but they're not quite cool enough. So we're going to take these off. We're going to put on some nice custom covers. All right, as you can see with the new seat cover, we've got perforations in it. Nice top stitching with the black. Really cool design. It's going to be a nice deal when we get them all done. Well, getting rid of the expensive ass platinum covers didn't make them any lighter.
No, it's still a little bit heavy. Hey, look at that. Made it in without scratching them expensive ass platinum seats.
And putting in these expensive ass Elite seats.
I like the way they're sculpted though. This is gonna finish it off right here.
Yes, sir. I think we are done. You know what that means?
Taco time.
Taco time.
Let's roll. You know, at the beginning, I wanted to do copper accents all throughout, but you just can't order that.
So these are them. You're thinking white platinum for the main bezel, yeah?
Right, yeah. Right inside here, transparent gold right here, and all the rest here,
okay.
You know, white.
Perfect. Kristen is taking off the outer bracket right there. And then from there, what we're gonna do, we're just gonna cut along the edge. This looks like a really easy job. It's not. If you get some random guy messing with your lights, that leads to potentially fogging up or the paint not being done properly. The last thing you want to do is have a $100,000 truck and then the very front centerpiece of the truck, the headlights being messed up.
After removing the chrome pieces from the lights, they de-chromed them with a special chemical.
We'll just let it do its thing for a minute. All chrome before.
They color match some of the pieces to match the white on the truck. And others rose gold.
Oh, damn. That looks sick. It's gonna be wild. These lights turned out killer. I know the owner's gonna absolutely love them. Can't wait to see them on the truck. Boom.
Man, I got you a little something.
Man, always looking out for me.
Man, I've been thinking, on Justin's dually, we're going to do 26s. We can't let him do that, man. We got to put 28s on. We got to change that up.
I knew
We got that. Justin wants this to be a show truck. The larger wheel, the lower profile tire complement this design even more.
Man, you know they already started building 26s. I should have known. Bill's a perfectionist. Nothing's ever done until it drives out of the shop.
Put the brakes on that. Switch up.
I'll do it. All right.
Turned 16, my dad bought me my first truck. He got me my first Silverado. Had auto mechanics in high school. Took the truck to school, cut the coil springs, took leaf springs out of the back, came home. The thing sitting real low to the ground. I thought he was going to kill me. He took it to a mechanic, made them put it back to stock, and took that away from me for 6 months. Thought I was crazy. That's when, my friends wanted me to work on their cars to me, and they just kind of evolved into a business. Grinding, welding, cutting, and thousands of cars later, here we are. Never in my wildest dreams would have ever thought that I'd be here, talking to you about how we got here. Thing's almost as tall as you are.
It is as tall as me.
The new wheels are in. That thing is badass. And Justin's 2017 Ford F-350 is... All along, I wanted to add copper accents to the rims and the body parts. And now we finally found the perfect paint. It's called rose gold, and it really popped. His reaction when he sees this thing. Because Justin wants to show and tow with this truck. We're out here today, Texas Strong Car Show. What better place to show Justin his truck? There should be a ton of great custom cars there, even a few from Extensive. Man, Justin, thank you for coming out, man.
How's it going, brother?
I know you've been waiting quite a while. I know when you came to Extensive, you had a few things on your list. Well, we took those things, we built upon them, and we really built you a bad truck.
So you're saying, I have a truck here, built by you, Extensive, and it's sick.
Man, no doubt.
I'm super excited to see it.
You ready to check it out?
I'm ready to check it out.
Let's do it, man.
Look at the copper on that dude, man. Bad. I love that. That was one. That's exactly what I wanted. When I first saw my truck come out, I was just jaw dropped, amazed.
Check it out, Justin. One of a kind. We got new grill. You can see killed it on that.
Right.
I mean, the headlights have been totally blown apart, sprayed for you, put back together. There's not another set like this. This is especially built for you. And of course, you can't miss the huge 28s.
wheels.
I mean, these are all handmade, especially for this truck. There ain't another truck like this with 28s on it, laying on the ground. The factory suspension, we threw it away. This is all handmade.
A lot of cutting and modifying to get that huge 28-inch wheel in there. We had to move reservoirs and extend wiring harnesses, move fuse boxes. A lot of engineering went into that to get that big
Batteries, air box.
It looks good.
Endless.
Looks sick, actually. So you got rid of the platinum seats?
Yeah, man. Totally blew this thing apart. You know, color match all inside. I know you wanted to bring some color inside.
Interior's amazing. Really ties everything in.
Even to the back. You had a bumper pull trailer. You switched up on us on the mid-build.
I did.
Had to have a gooseneck hitch, right?
Right.
You know, John, the guys at the shop, got down on this.
Right.
That is a few weeks worth of work just in that right there.
That thing will hold a ton of weight.
Right.
You can put 4 cars on there if you want. They'll pull it, no problem.
It looks really sick. All the tubing work on the gooseneck was amazing. You know, I'll be able to tow a big trailer with it.
Made a little something special back here in the back, man.
And that says never give up, Bill.
Yeah.
When I saw never give up on the gooseneck, I was just struck because I didn't expect to see that on the truck at all, and I'm really, really happy with it. And that's amazing.
We made that for you, man, and that's just something for everybody else to see, the struggle that you went through,
right?
You know, where you're at in your life, and we're happy to build this for you.
I love it.
Just
can't wait to drive it.
You're part of us now, man. Pull it up with the rest of them.
Appreciate it. I wanted an extensive build for about 20 years. When the truck came out, you know, it was a starstruck reality that I actually own one now.
It is awesome for us to be able to...
I want to thank Bill with Extensive and all his guys for the hard work. They never gave up, like my motto, and I'm really, really happy with it.